At this point, what we have now is a functional spreadsheet. Now, if you point and click at different cells, if I click over here, it shows me that I wrote a date in here. If I click at pay rate, it shows me that I have a number in here. If I look at federal tax, it shows me that I have a formula in here. And if I click down here, I see that I have a function shown in here. Now, if I would like to have Excel show me the functions and formulas and so on instead of the results, I could switch my view. If you click on the formulas tab, there's an option in here called show formulas. If you click it, it basically shows you all the formulas that you've written. Now this is a toggle switch. If you click again, it shows you the results. So one way of verifying that you did the right work is to look at the show formulas and then look for things that don't make sense. Like over here it says D4, E4, 5, 5, 6, 6. If you see something here that doesn't seem to match, then you know that you may have made a typing error. Another way to verify what you've done is to point at a cell, and if you double click inside the cell, you basically go into a formula, what is called the range finder for that formula. Now notice that my things in here have different colors. Now whichever color this shows is the component that is listed in here. Okay, so now it says that G4, which is this, okay, plus H4, which is this, looks green. Okay, the whole thing close parentheses divided by F4, which looks a little purplish. Okay, purple. So this is allowing me to know what was done, and also it shows you the cells that are part of this formula. Okay, so let me just click the check mark to go back to my normal view. At this point, what we need to do now is to make our work look pretty. So to do that, we're first gonna be changing the workbook theme. A theme is a collection of formatting features that basically make your work look pretty. Now it's usually a selection of the fonts that someone decided that work well together, the fonts and styles and so on. So what we're going to do is to go to page layout. We're going to look at themes, scroll down the list, they're in alphabetical order, and I would like you to pick Trek. Notice that the numbers and the text now looks slightly different. The next thing that we're going to do is to make the title centered and also the subtitle. So I'm going to click at cell A1, and I'm going to say starting at cell A1 and ending at cell J1, I would like this to be center. So to select this range, I could click at A1, hold the shift key down, and then point and click at J1. Once I do that, I'm going to go to the Home tab, and then in the alignment group, I'm going to click at Merge and Center. And now my title looks centered. I'm going to do the same thing for the subtitle. Click at A2, hold the shift key down, point and click at J2, and then ask for Merge and Center. Now I'm going to select cells A1 and A2, and I'm going to apply the cell style called title. So I click at cell styles, and I'm going to pick title. Now I want to make the subtitle slightly smaller than the title, so I'm going to click at A2, and I'm gonna click the decrease font size to the next lower size. So click here, and now it goes to 16 points. Next, we want to change the fill, the background inside these two cells. So I'm going to select A1 and A2, and now I'm going to go to this little can of paint in here, which is the fill color, and I'm going to pick the orange accent font lighter 60%, which is on the third row and the fifth column. Click on it, and next I want to have some borders show around the whole selected area. So I'm going to click borders, and I'm going to pick the thick box border. Now it looks like nothing happened. If I point to the outside and I click someplace else, notice that now I have this thick border around that selection. Next, I want to change the way the column headings look over here. So I'm going to select from A3 all the way to J3, and I'm going to apply the cell style called headings 3. So cell styles, okay, heading 3, and I'm going to select the cells for total. Okay, so from A3 all the way to J3, and I'm going to select the cell style called total. So cell style total. I'm also going to make this headings right here centers. I'm going to select from A3 all the way to J3 and ask for the center alignment. And I'm going to make the statistical titles here, I'm going to make them bold. So I'm going to select from average to lowest and ask for bold, but I'm going to do it through the keyboard. So I'm going to do Control B